Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope you are fine, you are doing good and you are utilizing this time for your studies and other businesses. I expect that you are utilizing this online source to learn more and more things, to learn that things which are very important for your development. And I also expect that you are watching these videos regularly. You get to use these video regularly and uh, taking the necessary information, necessary step from these videos. Not only these videos, there are a lot of sources available online. You can access them also. So anyway, in previous video lecture, yesterday's video lecture, we did question number 5. Question number 6 left as a home assignment for you. Question number 7 we will do. I will read the question, but before I recommend you, while watching the video, keep the book with you. It is the using theorem 6.1, prove that the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of triangle is parallel to another side, bisects the third side. So actually, if you have read about the midpoint theorem in class ninth, if you have gone through that theorem, midpoint theorem, if anybody among you is interested in that theorem, please, I have just recently uploaded the midpoint theorem and its converse of midpoint theorem. Both the theorems I have proved there. You can go through on my YouTube channel, search there, and you can go through that theorem. You can look that theorem. It is very important theorem. What is midpoint theorem? Midpoint theorem is that, first of all, I will show you the midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem is that if you have a triangle ABC, if you find the midpoint of any two sides of triangle, say we will find the midpoint of AB and midpoint of AC and join it, then according to the midpoint theorem, the line segment DE, it would be parallel to third side BC and it will be equal to half of it. This is the midpoint theorem. And here I have to use the converse of midpoint theorem. What is converse of midpoint theorem? Converse of midpoint theorem is, if you have a triangle, suppose if this is the midpoint, only one midpoint is given, D is the midpoint, only one midpoint is given, and DE is drawn parallel to BC. One midpoint is given, D, and there is another line segment, DE is drawn parallel to BC. D is the midpoint of AB. By the converse of midpoint theorem, we have proved that this E is the midpoint of AC. Here this case is the similar case is here. We have to prove that this E is the, here we have given that it is yes, suppose yes, ABC is a triangle, this is the midpoint, DE is the midpoint, D is the midpoint of AB, and E is not a midpoint. We have to prove that E is the midpoint of it. This theorem actually you have read in your class 9. There is a proof for it in the class 9, that is contradiction proof, but here we have to prove it here with the help of Thales theorem. Remember it, we have to prove it here with the help of Thales theorem. In the class 9th we have proved there is another proof for this. So at that time we have learned, we have to go to that kind of proof, but here we have to use the Thales theorem to prove this. So let's prove it. We have to prove that is the midpoint of AC. Given, we will write given D is the midpoint of side AB of triangle ABC and DE is drawn parallel to BC. This is given. D is the midpoint of AB and DE is drawn parallel to side BC. To prove E is the midpoint of AC. To prove E is the midpoint of AC, I again recommend you, I am again telling you that in case of in class 9th, similar theorem is there. This is the converse of Thales theorem. but we at that time we are not familiar with the Thales theorem, so we use contradiction to prove this theorem. But in here we have supposed to prove it with the help of Thales theorem. Now prove. We will write DE is parallel to BC. Is it? DE is parallel to BC. Is it? How? Because this is given. So use the Thales theorem. Therefore, AD by DB equals AE by EC. Is it? By what? By Thales theorem. But please, I again recommend you, while writing this in your examination, write the complete theorem here. By Thales theorem. Thales theorem is what? If a line is drawn parallel to any side of triangle, other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Now name this first. Now, but AD equals DB. Is it? AD equals DB. AD equals DB. Is it? Yes, it is. Why? Because we are given that D is the midpoint of side AB. Because, sorry, but AD equals DB because D is midpoint of AB. This is given. This is given in your question. D is the midpoint of AB, and so AD equals DB. AD equals DB. So we can write AD by DB dividing by AD by DB. This equals 1. AD by DB. This equals 1. Dividing by both sides by DB, we will get 1. Using this in first. Using this in first. AD by DB we got equal to what? 1. So after using it first, we will write 1 equals AE by EC. AE by EC, or now taking the cross multiplication, AE equals EC. AE equals EC. We get AE equals EC. What does this mean? If AE equals EC, it means E is the midpoint of AC, because it have the line segment AC has been divided into two equal parts. That is AE equals EC. It means E is the midpoint of AC, which means that E is the midpoint of AC. That was the question which you were supposed to prove. In class 9th, we cannot use this proof, this method, this strategy, because we are not familiar with the Thales theorem. Here, in that case, we use this contradiction method. I have recently, just before a day, I have uploaded that video. We are also going through these theorems in that class. You can look that proof. You can check the difference between the proof, these two proofs. You can clearly look upon these two proofs if you are interested. I hope you will get it. You will enjoy this. If you still find any difficulty in understanding this theorem, please let me know that. Understanding these questions, please let me know that. Thank you, class.